Welcome. We're here with Lalita Yeldell-Sylvers, the author of Circumcision of a Wounded Heart, An Unjust Journey Due to Systemic Racism, Classism, and Oppression. So we're just super excited for you that you've been able to write this book and allow the world to see, how the system impacts us, especially Black, African Americans. My first question for you is the title in itself, Circumcision of a Wounded Heart. How did you develop that? Where is that coming from? I mean, it's a deep topic, it's pretty profound. Where is that coming from?
Circumcision of a Wounded Heart, it comes from a place of despair. After being incarcerated, I was bitter, numb, and I developed much hatred in my heart for the judicial and justice system that did not work for me. And the title of the book, Circumcision of a Wounded Heart, is pretty much represents me knowing that I have to pull back the layers of pain in order for me to move forward after having gone through and experienced the hurt, pain, the injustice, the trials, the tribulations, the ill treatment. And so I know that I have to pull back the layers of pain in order for me to be able to heal. And that's how I came up with the topic, Circumcision of a Wounded Heart.
Yeah. All right. I want to say, what motivated you to write the book? I know that, you went through so much, and I also understand that even in writing the book, you may have to relive some of that pain and trauma. But what gave you the courage to put that on paper?
Well, at first it started out when I was incarcerated. Writing for me was therapeutic. And in order for me to deal with what I had experienced, writing about it, it made me feel better. But I later realized that, what happened to me could happen to so many other people. And at that point, I felt like I need to talk about it. I need to tell my story because it wasn't just about me. In an effort to help so many others that will experience or have experienced what I have gone through, and possibly giving them hope to know that they can make it another day in spite of what their experience is or has been.
That's powerful. That's powerful. I like how you said it was therapeutic for you to actually write it, to get it off of you, to even, and that probably was like just processing for you, So yeah, I definitely can see how that would have been therapeutic. What was the hardest part of the book to write?
To be honest with you, I would say all of it, because I had to relive the ill treatment. I had to relive the letdowns. And in the book, I mean, I can't say that, I'm grateful to be here. It's a blessing to be able to make it through. But having to relive everything that I went through, it's really hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard. Many days I cried while writing the book, not being able to finish writing because of being in so much pain.
Yeah.
The trauma that was experienced, I can't even begin to tell you, because I still to this day suffer what I experienced and what I went through. So reliving the experience, I mean, it's just like an open wound, So
Yeah. Lalita, you embody so much strength. Just even in your articulation, there's so much hope and power in that. And I just want to say, I commend you I commend you for pushing through and extending hope to others, even still in your fight. It's amazing, and no one can take that from you. Like, that strength and level of power that you have will never be removed. So we just appreciate you extending that to us. Thank you. So I know it's been somewhat of a challenge for you to really get the book out. You have written, you know, we have like little samples of what the book entails. You've shared it, but now you're at the place where you truly are going through publication. What took so long? How did that, what happened that kept that from moving forward?
Well, it took so long because I did a lot of writing while I was incarcerated. When I was released from prison in December of 2011, instantly I pretty much jumped back into school to pick up where I left off. And so with life being busy and just trying to get my life back in order, I had to put the book on hold, just trying to kind of get things back together. And as you know, life is just busy. And so getting back to the book, it was kind of difficult. I also began to have some reservations of whether I would continue with the publication, mainly because of how I was viewed by society, things that other people said, you know, but I later realized that it didn't matter. I spent a lot of time with God and praying about what I should do in this situation, and God led me to follow through with the publication. And so that's what I did. You know, I always felt like what I experienced, I didn't understand, but I knew that there was reason and purpose behind it. And so when I sat with God and talked to him and I just looked to him for guidance, I knew that I had to publish the book. And so here we are today.
Can you describe the impact that incarceration has had on your life?
Well, incarceration has impacted me in so many ways, more than one. I will say mentally, emotionally, physically. When you're incarcerated, for me, I've never been incarcerated before, so it was foreign to me, and so having to learn how to survive, or what is needed, what you need to do in order to survive in an environment that is foreign to you, that weighs on you heavily mentally. A lot of my feelings and emotions and the things that I experienced even prior to being incarcerated, I never dealt with. And I had to suppress everything. And for a very long time, I suppressed stuff because prison isn't a place where you're going to deal with your emotions. I couldn't deal with my emotions there. Physically, you know, you're taken, your clothes, everything is taken. Everything you know of you is pretty much taken. Somebody is telling you everything that you can do, you can't do, the time to do it. You're stripped of everything. They have strip searches that are so degrading. It's beyond immoral. You never know when you're going to have to undergo that. You know, I think that it's very degrading when you have a visit, or if you're on lockdown, and if you're strip search, you know, if a woman is on her menstrual cycle, you know, you have to take your pad off, or you have to take your tampon off and drop it, you know, right in front of someone else. These things, you become very numb after a while. Because it's something that is continuous. And if you're not a person that's used to this, mentally, this can be so traumatic for you. Just trying to figure out day to day how to stay alive and how to make it. So it was very traumatic when incarcerated and even after coming home, because I hadn't dealt with so many things, and life continues. It doesn't stop. And so it was very hard. You're altered as a person. You'll never be the same. You lose friendships, relationships. There's a lot that you will go through as a result of the experience. And I'm speaking for me because of what I've gone through. And to this day, I still need help, because it's just a lot. And it was a lot to go through. And I think that personally, anyone who is incarcerated, I think that they not only needs to be evaluated, I think that they need to be seeing someone. I would say for people that are repeat offenders, there's definitely a problem if you're continuing to come back, which right there alone lets you know that there is an issue, and there is something that needs to be looked at for a person that has never been incarcerated. Like I said before, throwing somebody into something, that is foreign to them. It's just like if you go to somebody send you to China and you don't know the language, you don't know how to make it, you don't know how to survive. You have to figure it out, and so this is just a very traumatic experience. And so yeah, it's hard, and day by day I'm continuing to just try to make it through.
So, Lalita, what I hear you saying is that it was a total holistic shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had to learn how to survive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in order to survive, you really couldn't connect with yourself.
Exactly.
Because if you did, that level of vulnerability in an institution such as a prison
mm-hmm.
or jail, it's not even like, why? Nobody cares.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're truly a number.
But see, not even the fact that no one cares, which is true.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you have to be aware of your surroundings also, because that can be looked at as being weak.
Mm-hmm.
If you're dealing with emotions, or you're crying, or you're upset, and people play on those type of things.
Yeah.
So while you're in an environment where people don't care, on top of that, you have to be aware of the environment, because if you're not, you can bring problems for you. You can cause problems for yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm sure having to shift that way and then coming back home, it wasn't easy for you to go back to that person that you were, as far as, open and, transparent and not feeling as though you had to be guarded. I'm sure that was a process for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a process. I mean, even after the accident, different articles in the paper, different things happening. There was much judgment, society and how they view you. You're pretty much ostracized. So you don't even belong anymore. And so, I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, you go from being somebody to now being viewed as nobody. And so, I mean, that's pretty much what happened.
What are you hoping that the audience gets from the book?
Well, I'm hoping that the book will bring awareness to what is going on in society. I think that a lot of people are unaware, and I believe some people are aware, but people just don't care. But I feel that it's necessary to get the information out there, for there to be an awareness, maybe to possibly bring change, because people, I don't know whether they know or realize, how many people are suffering as a result of incarceration. And the way that the system is set up, it's set up for failure, and so something has to change. Somebody has to do something, it's really needed. You have so many people that, they don't have strength, what I'm saying? They can't speak out for themselves, and, they might can feel what I'm feeling, but I need to be a voice not only for me, I need to be a voice for those who are unable to be a voice for themselves. And I think that is very important, getting the information out, hoping and praying that it brings about change.
Do you feel that your level of advocacy is another way to set yourself free and to heal?
Absolutely. Because even with me writing my book, it's therapeutic and it's helpful, and because you are actually processing and going through what you've gone through, but not only that, getting the word out, that you are trying to help someone else, or that you are helping someone else. I had dark days, a lot of dark days. So I'm sure a lot of other people have dark days as well. And I feel that, it may possibly bring them to light, help them get through their struggles, their trials and tribulations. I've been there, and I still have struggles, trials and tribulations. But, I want to bring hope and awareness, and, I just pray that things will change and, also get better.
What I really admire about you is that you always bring a sense of advocacy, awareness. You're very informative. So when you go into different areas of your life, any type of work that you do, it just always seems like you're there to support, and it's from the heart. And, I believe that what you've gone through has pretty much created or cultivated your gift.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I agree. I agree with what you're saying. It's been very hurtful, because the area that I have tried to go into, I have my master's degree in social work, and I would love to help people because I have gone through, and I have overcome, and so I know how to, I would like to help others to be able to overcome. I would like to, motivate them, and letting them know that, you don't have to give up. What I'm saying? Society has already done that for you. Mm. So you can't give up on yourself. What I'm saying? You still have a place in society, and you still can find your way. And I believe that, just being able to, try to get into my field, which has been difficult, but praise God, it's going to happen.
That's right.
But yeah, I think that, it's important, and I'm grateful, and I can't wait until the time comes about where I'm able to really make the difference that I would like to make in the lives of others. But not only other people's lives, it helps me as well. So yeah.
So now that you've gotten this book out, and the world is getting ready to view what Miss Sylvers has endured, what are your future plans and endeavors?
My future plans, I plan to start a nonprofit organization for at-risk youth and offenders, with a focus on mental health, and self-sufficiency.
So this has been a difficult journey for you. In hearing your story, I truly believe that it was all for a purpose. I truly believe that you understand your purpose. And with that being said, because everything is so purposeful, that anybody that comes in contact with this book will get something from it. Anybody that comes in contact with you will be empowered, will be elevated, will receive a level of hope and strength and tenacity, resilience, perseverance, you name it. You embody all of that. Your courage is outstanding. And, I know your family, your friends are in your corner, like rooting for you, big. So I just want to say, job well done. Even before everything gets to where it's going to go, job well done. Amazing. Amazing. And I just,
thank you.
I love you
so much. I love you too.
So where can people find your book? How can they get access to the book, Circumcision of a Wounded Heart? What's the release date? Like, we're all excited to know, how can we get our hands on the book?
Well, Circumcision of a Wounded Heart will be available on April the 23rd, which is Friday. I want to say, is it next Friday? I believe it's next Friday. And it will be available. You can purchase it on my website. I will also put this information on my social media sites as well for those who would like to get a copy. My website is Yeldell-Sylvers.com. And once you click on the link, once you get in, you'll go to link to order, and then you'll click on place your order. That is going to be for ebook. You can decide which store you'd like to purchase from. If you want a print copy, you will be able to order a print copy from Amazon directly. I will also have copies as well. The Audible will be available May the 8th. That information has been updated on my website. And when it becomes available, I will also post that information on social media as well. Right here, this is a proof copy of my book. This is not the final, already completed copy, but this is a copy of the book right here. And that's the back of it. But go out and get your copy and support.
Beautiful.